St. Paul College, we nurture your future from KG to PG.
Hello students, welcome to St. Paul College. Myself Professor Sharayu, and today we are going to discuss about father of modern management. Who is a father of modern management? Yes, Henry Fayol. He is a father of modern management. Now why he is called as a father of modern management, that we are going to see in this video. So Henry Fayol, born in 1841. He was a French mining engineer. He was an engineer basically. He was working in a mining company in France. And there, because of his efforts, he rose to a position called Chief Director, Chief Mining Director. The Fayol basically did many experiments in his organization. And after doing lot of experiments, he made 14 principles, and he published all his 14 principles in a book, and that book name is General and Industrial Administration. Because of his contribution in management field, he is called as a father of modern management. Now let us see what are those 14 principles which he has published in a book. So the first principle which he has given, that is division of work. Yes, division of work means dividing a big work into small parts, in a simple words. So what Fayol says is, if a big work can be divided into small parts and can be assigned to a respective person, the work can be done more and more efficiently. That's what the principle says by Henry Fayol. Second principle of management is principle of authority and responsibility. Authority means taking a right decision, and authority comes with responsibility. It is very important that all subordinates should do their work correctly, and that's the job of a supervisor, that they have to see their subordinates are working their job effectively, correctly or not, and that is what nothing but authority and responsibility. So the next principle is principle of discipline. According to Fayol, discipline is most important principle because all the employees working in the organization should obey rules and regulations given by the organization. He also says that a good discipline can be because of a good leadership. So discipline is very, very important, as well as because of the discipline, all the organizational goals can be achieved efficiently and timely. So next principle is principle of unity of direction. This principle states that there should be one plan and one manager. Every organization should follow this principle, and all the groups in the organization should follow only one single plan. That will be more easy to follow and achieve organizational objective. Next principle is principle of subordination interest to individual interest. In this principle, Henry Fayol says that organization should not give importance to individual's interest. The organization should give importance to its objectives, to achieve organizational objective, and everyone in the organization, including all departments, should only work towards achieving the whole objective, all objectives of the organization, rather than only concentrating on the individual interest or individual objectives. Next principle is principle of centralization. Now centralization means there should be one boss for one work. So one manager handling one task or a group of people. That is called as a centralization. Now centralization is possible in small organizations, but if there are big organizations, then centralization doesn't work. That is why centralization, or the next principle which we have, that is a decentralization, depends on the size of organization. Now decentralization means handling 3 bosses or 2 bosses, or we can say more than 1 bosses, different many groups. That is called a decentralization. Now decentralization is very effective in big organizations, because in the big organization, because the size is big, they have various departments and many groups to handle. In such organization, decentralizations work very effectively. So the next principle is principle of order. Orders in the organization plays a very important role, and all bosses likes to do that. But how orders should be? Fayol says all the orders given by bosses should be clear, easy to understand, and it should be easy to implement also. Bosses should not force their powers and authorities to their subordinates, but they should use their powers and authority to give clear orders, use their powers which can make their work more easy. The next principle is principle of remuneration. Now remuneration, which means money. Yes, everyone likes to have money. But he says the remuneration should be fair with everyone. How does it mean? Which means each and every individual who is working in the organization should get fair remuneration. Whatever work they are doing, they should get a deserving salary. The remuneration should not be too high and it should not be too low. Too high remuneration will not give any kind of output, but too high remuneration may lead to laziness, may increase laziness amongst employees, or maybe too low remuneration may decrease the morale of the employee. That is why remuneration should be fair and equal to everyone. It should be dependent on the kind of work what employees are doing. So next principle is principle of equity. Now equity here doesn't mean shares. Equity here means equality in the organization. Management and employees should have equal relations, should have a cordial relation that can decrease disputes among the management and employees. And there should be more participative environment should be created in the organization. That's what the Fayol says. Next principle is scalar chain. Now scalar chain means there are different departments in the organization, and if one department wants something from the other department, they need not follow the hierarchy. If they follow hierarchy, that takes lot of time and decision can be delayed. Here, Henry Fayol suggests scalar chain option, where both the departments and the departmental heads who are working at equal level, they both can take decisions at their level instead of sending it to the higher authority. This can reduce the time as well as it will be easy to take quick decisions. Next principle is principle of initiative. Initiativeness in the organization is very important. Each and every individual should have initiativeness in them, and that is the job of a manager. He should encourage his subordinates to take more and more initiative. This can be done with the help of participative management also, and that is why the relation between the management and employee should be healthy, so that more and more employee can take initiativeness in the organization. Next principle is principle of esprit de corps. Henry Fayol is a French man, that is why this principle is called as esprit de corps. But this means team spirit. Now in organization there are many departments, and these departments are nothing but small groups. All group members or the group people should work as a team, and it is a manager's job to maintain team spirit among them. The last principle is principle of stability of tenure. Now here tenure means people working in the organization should work for a longer period of time. If people leaves organization, that increases cost of the organization, because every time organization has to spend money for recruiting, hiring new people and training them. Instead of that, Fayol says if we manage to maintain existing staff, that will not only reduce organizational cost, but also it will help us to get more loyal employees who will help us achieve organizational objective. I hope you learned 14 principles of management, and thank you so much for watching.